Bitcoin's rebounding, I guess, maybe, based on whatever close. It did drop below $99,000 mark. That was yesterday. Joining us now, it doesn't feel like it's up $2,000. Anthony Pompliano, founder and CEO of Professional Capital Management. It kind of slowly just has been selling off for about 3 weeks, I think. And last week it got worse, broke under 105 all the way down to 99. I know what you're going to say. When there's things like this going on, people sell what they're able to sell, and it's pretty liquid.
Yeah, look, I think that over the weekend, we've now seen throughout this year, multiple geopolitical events have transpired on Saturday or Sunday. The traditional markets are closed. Bitcoin is 24/7 global and liquid. And so people do sell what they want to sell. Now, we see that stocks are down this morning, and I think that many assets will get sold when people are able to sell those as well. But also, I think that a core function of Bitcoin is not only the accessibility, but it is the volatility.
2000 wasn't that long ago. So it's come a long way, but it is. And you can't look at it the way I'm looking at it.
If you think about that volatility, Bitcoin was down, $75,000, $76,000 just a few weeks ago.
Right.
We're back up over $100,000. And so again, it's the volatility of Bitcoin is what is attractive to a very large audience of those holders. But also, I think that the large pools of capital now realize that it is big enough for them to allocate to. And that's where you're really seeing kind of this adoption, both on Wall Street and at the nation state level. And I think that's only going to continue.
And that's going to be for the original reason, and that is as an alternative to fiat, and there's only 21 million. Because stable coins, based on the dollar, if they're real and have 102% backing with treasuries or however they want to do it, that coin ever become the way that transactions are done around the globe instantaneously?
People already do that to some degree. I think it'll continue to become more and more popular.
But the question is, if in a stablecoin world, does it erode the value of Bitcoin in that regard? Meaning to the extent that people want to be able to move money from place to place to place?
Yeah, well, I think
that's part of the argument about what Bitcoin's able to do. I
think right now we still live in a dollar-denominated world, and so people are pricing the assets in dollars, and so people are going to spend the dollars to buy those goods. As you see more and more organizations start to price things in Bitcoin, which is a big if, but if that happens, then you will see Bitcoin become the medium of exchange, because now what you're doing is you're taking away that exchange rate or that volatility in dollar prices.
Okay, different question, just about your own life.
Yeah.
So you're going to have now the Pompliano empire, between the SPAC, which you're working on, between this effort, between your media efforts, how are you going to devote yourself to these different activities?
Yeah.
You're going to have teams that are doing this for you? How's this going to work?
Some of the different vehicles, obviously, we will hire entire dedicated teams. In the private market, that's what we've done. We own a lot of businesses. We have CEOs and executive teams that run those businesses. I will be the CEO of ProCap Financial, which is the business combination with Columbus Circle. And what I believe is the opportunity there is you're able to acquire Bitcoin, but then not only just acquire Bitcoin. Buying Bitcoin and allowing it to go up in price obviously has been a successful strategy. But I believe that the future of these companies is going to be how do you build revenue and profit? The financial services on top of that. No different than if you look at the traditional financial service firms.
We're kind of already nervous and anxious, and we've already saw de-risking, and the VIX was already elevated. So I think in some ways this is probably pretty typical.
Does it change your call for the rest of the year at all? And you think it displaces any other priorities or has any effect on bill passage or how that might get constructed?
Yeah, in some ways, it actually strengthens the case for stocks to do better into year-end, because at the start of this year, we would have said U.S. bombing a nuclear facility is a black swan. Oil would be 120. Stocks should be down 10%. And then we have the event, and oil is not really surging, and stocks are up. So I'd almost say that you've put another stress test into the market. We've seen it pass it, and I think it means stocks should do pretty well into year-end.
You think Hormuz remains a risk?
I do, but Brian Sullivan was off camera was mentioning a lot of strategic reasons why that may not be the case. I'm sure he's going to have his well.
Tom, there seems to be a speculative nature to the market that's creeping in again. I wonder if it's a concern. And when I say that, I'm talking about the reception of some of the IPOs. I mean, granted, very well received, but Circle's now got a $62 billion market value. CoreWeave, almost 90 billion. You got a lot of SPACs coming back. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah. Even Chamath is coming back with some SPACs. Any concern to you or no?
It is. I mean, those are echoes of 2021, which is some stocks get fantastically bizarre valuations, and I'm not naming any. And
You want to name some?
and then there is signs of speculation. And but the one thing that was true in 2021 that's not true now is when I meet with fund managers, in 2021 they said there was no stock they could buy because everything was expensive. That's actually not true anymore. And that's that bought the dip in April. As you know, it was retail, the Robinhood community, that was buying in April when institutions were selling and raising cash, and high net worth was raising cash. So it's the same crew now that is buying, the circles at one times assets under management, which is tremendous. But it's not speculation to me yet, because I'd say high net worth is not really that invested, and institutions are still pretty cautious.
But what is the underlying view that you have that makes you bullish? Is it that the economy is hanging in? Is it that earnings are picking up?
Well,
what's the fundamental reason?
I think when we look at macro, on the margin, things are better. We have better visibility on tariffs into 2026. We have regulation and really cautious right now. But as you know, inflation expectations are far above CPI. That's a positive surprise if delivered inflation's lower. And then businesses have been really resilient. I think actually the economy might be weakening, but...
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and enabling post notifications for more content on crypto and digital assets. Check out our other videos and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps with the YouTube algorithm and keeps the content coming. Thanks for your support. Enjoy the video.